Shanti, Aaj Murli, 2nd of October 2021. Essence. Sweet children, it is now the end of this land of death. The land of immortality is being established. Therefore, you mustn't remember those who belong to the land of death. Question. What does the Father remind his poor children of? Answer. Children, when you were pure and viceless, you were very happy. No one was as wealthy as you were. You had limitless happiness. The earth, the sky, everything was in your hands. The Father has now come to make you wealthy once again. Song. Show the path to the blind, dear God. Om Shanti. You sweetest spiritual children, you souls heard the song. Who said this? The spiritual father of souls. The spiritual children said to the spiritual father, Baba. He is called Ishwar, brackets God, and also the Father. Which Father? The Supreme Father. There are two fathers. One is a physical father and the other is the spiritual father. The children of a physical father call out to the spiritual father, O Baba. What is Baba's name? Shiva. Incorporeal Shiva is worshipped. He is called the Supreme Father. A physical father cannot be called the Supreme. The highest on high, the Father of all souls, is just the one. All embodied souls remember that Father. Souls have forgotten who their Father is. They call out, O God the Father, give us blind ones sight, so that we can recognize our Father. We became blind and continued to stumble around on the path of devotion. Now, liberate us from this stumbling. The Father comes every cycle and makes Bharat into heaven. It is now the Iron Age, and the Golden Age is about to come. The period between the Iron Age and the Golden Age is called the Confluence Age. This is the most auspicious Confluence Age. The Unlimited Father comes and makes those who have become corrupt elevated once again. He makes them into the highest beings. Lakshmi and Narayan were the highest beings. There was the kingdom of the dynasty of Lakshmi and Narayan. The Father comes and reminds you of that. You, people of Bharat, were residents of heaven 5,000 years ago and are now residents of hell. 5,000 years ago, Bharat was heaven, and it was praised a lot. There were golden palaces studded with gold and diamonds. Now there is nothing. At that time, there were no other religions. There was just the Sun dynasty. Those of the Moon dynasty came later. The Father explains. Only you belonged to the Sun dynasty. Even now they still continue to build temples to Lakshmi and Narayan. However, no one knows when the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan existed, or how they attained their kingdom. They continue to worship them, but don't know anything about them, and so that is blind faith. People worship Shiva and Lakshmi and Narayan, but no one knows their biographies. The people of Bharat themselves say that they are impure. O purifier, Baba, come. Come and liberate us from sorrow and the kingdom of Ravan. The Father comes and liberates everyone. You children know that there was just one kingdom in the Golden Age. The Congress Party and Bapu Gandhiji also wanted the establishment of the kingdom of Rama once again. We want to become residents of heaven. You can see what the condition of the residents of hell is like at this time. This is called hell, the devil world. This same Bharat was the deity world. It has now become the devil world. Baba explains that you have taken 84 births and not 8.4 million births. They have written lies in the scriptures. 5,000 years before today, it was the path of salvation. There was no devotion or any name or trace of sorrow there. That was called the land of happiness. The Father explains. Originally, you were residents of the land of peace. You come here to play your parts. You take 84 rebirths, not 8.4 million rebirths. The unlimited Father has now come to give you children your unlimited inheritance. The Father is talking to you souls. In other spiritual gatherings, it is human beings who relate stories of the path of devotion to human beings. When it was heaven, there wasn't a single impure being for half the cycle. Now, there isn't a single pure being. This is the impure world. The Father explains. In the Gita, it is written that God Krishna speaks. Krishna is not God, nor did he relate the Gita. Those people don't know their own religious scripture. They have forgotten their own religion. There are 4 main religions. First is the Sun dynasty, the original eternal deity religion, and then there is the Moon dynasty. The 2 together are the deity religion. There was no mention of sorrow there. You were in the land of happiness for 21 births. Then, in the kingdom of Ravan, the path of devotion began. When does Shiv Baba come? When it is the night. Baba comes when the people of Bharat are in extreme darkness. They continue to worship dolls. They don't know the biography of a single one. They continue to stumble around on the path of devotion. They go around the pilgrimage places, but there is no attainment there. The Father says, I come and give you true knowledge through Brahma. People call out, show us the path to the land of happiness and the land of peace. The Father says, I made you so wealthy 5,000 years ago. I gave you so much wealth. Where did you lose it all? You were so wealthy. Who would call it Bharat? Bharat was the most elevated land of all. In fact, this is the greatest pilgrimage place of all, because it is the birthplace of the Purifier Father. The Father comes and grants salvation to those of all religions. It is now the kingdom of Ravan over the whole world, not just Lanka. These vices didn't exist when it was the Sun Dynasty kingdom. Bharat was viceless, and it is now vicious. All are residents of hell. Those who belonged to the deity community in the Golden Age took 84 births, and then became part of the devilish community. They are now to become part of the deity community again. Bharat was very wealthy, and it has now become poor. This is why it is begging. The Father reminds you, poor children, you were so happy. No one else can receive as much happiness as you. The earth, the sky, everything was in your hands. By giving the cycle a long duration in the scriptures, they have put everyone to sleep in the devilish sleep of Kumbhakarna. Bharat was the temple of Shiva, established by Shiv Baba. There was purity there, and the deities used to rule that new world. Human beings do not even know what the relationship between Radha and Krishna was. Each came from a separate kingdom. Then, at their wedding, they became Lakshmi and Narayan. No human being has this knowledge. Only the one Father gives this spiritual knowledge. The Father says, "Now, become soul conscious. Remember me, your Supreme Father. You will become Satupradhan from Tamupradhan by having remembrance. You come here to change from humans into deities, that is, from impure to pure. This is now the kingdom of Ravan. The kingdom of Ravan begins with devotion. All of those who perform devotion are in the claws of Ravan. The whole world is in the jail of Ravan, the 5 vices. They are in the cottage of sorrow. The Father comes and liberates everyone, becomes the guide, and takes them back home. This is why there is the Mahabharat war, and it took place 5,000 years ago too. The Father is now once again establishing heaven. It isn't that those who have a lot of wealth are in heaven. It is now hell. The Father, not a river, is called the purifier. All of that is the path of devotion. Only Baba comes and explains these things. You know that one is a physical father, the other is the spiritual father from beyond, and the third is the subtle father. The spiritual father from beyond, Shiv Baba, establishes the Brahmin religion through Brahma. He teaches Raja Yoga in order to make Brahmins into deities. It is souls that take rebirth. The soul says, "I shared a body and take another." The Father says, "Consider yourselves to be souls and remember me, your Father, and you will become pure. Don't remember bodily beings." It is now the end of the land of death, and the land of immortality is being established. All the innumerable religions are to be destroyed. In the Golden Age, there was just the one deity religion, and then there was the Moon dynasty of Rama and Sita in the Silver Age. The Father reminds you, children, of the whole cycle. Only the Father establishes the land of peace and the land of happiness. Human beings cannot grant salvation to human beings. All of those gurus belong to the path of devotion. You are now God's children. You are claiming your fortune of the kingdom from Baba. The kingdom is being established. Many subjects are to be created. A handful out of many will become kings. The Golden Age is called the Garden of Flowers. It is now the Forest of Thorns. The kingdom of Ravan is now changing. Destruction has to take place. You are now receiving this knowledge. Lakshmi and Narayan do not have this knowledge. It disappears. No one on the path of devotion knows the Father accurately. The Father is the Creator. Even Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar are the creation. When you speak of omnipresence, the right to the inheritance is lost. Baba comes and gives everyone the inheritance. Only those who come at the beginning of the Golden Age take 84 births. Christians take approximately 40 births. People stumble around so much searching for the one God. You no longer stumble around. Remember the one Father and you will become Satopradhan from Tamopradhan. This is a pilgrimage. This is the Godfatherly University. You souls are studying. Sages and holy men say that souls are immune to the effect of action. However, it is souls that take another birth according to their actions. It is souls that perform good or bad actions. At this time, in the Iron Age, your actions are sinful, whereas in the Golden Age your actions are neutral. There are no sins committed there. That is the world of charitable souls. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long-lost and now found children. Love, remembrance and good morning from the Mother, the Father, BaapDada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. Essence Vedana. 1. Claim your unlimited inheritance from the One Father. Perform elevated actions. Now that you have found the Father, you mustn't stumble in any way. 2. Remain aware of what the Father has reminded you of and maintain infinite happiness. Don't remember bodily beings. Blessing. May you become aware of being an instrument and thereby pay attention to your every thought and become an embodiment of solutions. Everyone's vision is on instrument souls, and so those who are instruments have to pay special attention to their thoughts. If instruments make an excuse about anything, those who follow them will also then make many excuses. If those who are instruments lack anything, it cannot be hidden. Therefore, pay special attention to your thoughts, words and actions, and become an embodiment of solutions. Slogan. Knowledgeable souls are those who do not have any ego about their virtues and specialities. Om Shanti. Invaluable versions of Mateshwari. 1. What is the aim and objective of human beings? The correct method with which to achieve that. Every human being definitely has to think about what is appropriate to make his or her life good. What is human life for? What should we do in that? Let me ask my heart, do I see that transformation in my life? First of all, we need knowledge in our human lives. Then, what is the aim and objective of this life? You would definitely accept that you want complete happiness and peace at all times. Am I getting that now? In this dark Iron Age, there is nothing but sorrow and peacelessness. So, we have to think about how we can have peace and happiness. The two words, peace and happiness, that have emerged must definitely have existed in this world, and this is why people ask for it. If a person were to say that he hasn't seen such a world, then how can you believe in such a world? It has been explained that you have the two words, day and night, so there must definitely be day and night. No one can say that he has only seen the night, and so how can he believe in the existence of the day? However, since there are the two names, these must definitely have a part. In fact, I have also heard there was a stage higher than the Iron Age, which was called the Golden Age. If time were to continue as it is now, then why was the name Golden Age given? This world continues to change its stage. Just as you have a young baby, a child, youth, adult, and they continue to change. The world also continues to change in the same way. There is so much difference between today's life and that life. So, we have to try and create such an elevated life like that. 2. Expansion of the incorporeal world, the subtle region, and the corporeal world. There are 3 worlds. One is the incorporeal world, the second is the subtle region, and the third is the corporeal world. You now know that souls reside in the incorporeal world, and the physical human community resides in the corporeal world. Then there is just the world of the subtle region. The thought arises, does this subtle region exist all the time, or does its part continue for only a short time? People of the world think that the subtle region is up above. Angels reside there, and that is called heaven, that they will go there and experience happiness. However, it is now clear that heaven and hell exist in this world. The subtle, angelic world, where we have visions of pure souls, began in the Copper Age. When the path of devotion begins, it is clear that the incorporeal world and the corporeal world exist all the time. We cannot say the subtle region exists all the time. It is only at this time that we especially have a vision of Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar, because it is now that God creates the 3 forms through which to carry out his 3 tasks. Acha